Wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. We got a special guest in the building.
Yes, sir.
Burna Boy.
Yes, sir.
Welcome, sir.
Afana.
Good morning, my brother.
Thank you. How you doing?
You got the album African Giant coming out Friday.
Yes.
What's the significance of that title?
I mean, it's just to highlight the power and the pride of the African man and African in general. You know, it's just like kind of putting the spotlight on something that the spotlight hasn't really been on.
Really? You don't think the spotlight's been on Africa?
I mean, recently,
They've been stealing from the continent for years.
Yeah, but that's not exactly a spotlight, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Gotcha. And you from Lagos, right?
Yes.
Man, when I did my
No, I'm from Port Harcourt, but I live in Lagos.
Oh, you live? I thought you was born in Lagos.
No, I was born in Port Harcourt.
I don't even know what Port Harcourt is.
Port Harcourt is the south side of Nigeria. It's the capital of Rivers State. Yeah.
Okay, they're like city?
It's the oil city. It's where all the oil comes from, and yeah.
So that's where all the billionaires at.
You can say that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you know what else is a good representation? I was at the BET Awards when you won Best International Act. Were you at? You were at the awards though,
Yes.
Right? They said you stepped out for a minute right when they called your name.
Yeah.
Thankfully,
Was you went to the bathroom or something?
your mama knows how to give a good speech.
I mean, usually when I win awards, she gives a speech anyway because I don't really like talking and stuff.
Oh, you don't? So did you leave on purpose knowing you were about to get it? Like, I don't feel
No. It's like I didn't. Usually I get robbed when I get nominated for awards, so I don't really care. But I stopped caring about awards, so it's like I just went there because like it's BET in it.
Yeah.
Where were you?
I went to get a drink. Actually.
So when you heard your name, you didn't try to run back?
I didn't hear my name. I was all the way
Without
outside getting
yeah.
a drink, and then some guy runs outside like, "Yo, Burna Boy, they just called you." I'm like, "For what?"
You
And it's
won.
like, "You won." So I'm running back now just to see what's going on because I know my mom's gonna be pissed off.
So you went there with your mom?
Yeah.
Your mom's your manager.
Mom
though.
accepted the award.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question. They didn't tell you that your category was coming up?
No, they didn't. No one told me nothing.
Really?
Did you know you were going to win?
No.
Well, congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations.
You want to give that speech now?
No.
Now, how is it with your mom being your manager? Because you're on tour. I'm sure you ladies, you're smoking because we can smell it. So
Hello,
how
he
is
has
that?
a girlfriend. Don't do that.
I'm sorry.
Thank you very much.
That's right.
Appreciate
Black
you.
men don't cheat, no matter what
Exactly.
continent we from.
Exactly. I like this.
How instrumental has your mom been in your career, though?
Oh, she's been there from the beginning. She's been my manager from the beginning. So
So she always believed, always seen it.
yeah.
Let's talk about the beginning of your career because you did start off more of an independent artist and you've been doing this a lot longer than people might know, right? Since you were really young, you've always known you wanted to be an artist. What put that idea into your head? How
I'm
did
still
you
in.
know?
I still call myself independent because the day the label messes up, I'll go in my bank and give them their money back.
You gave the record label the money back.
No, I'm
No, he
saying
said he
if
could.
the day I get uncomfortable, that's what's going to happen. So
Oh,
I
got
still
you,
feel
got
like I'm independent
What made you sign a deal then?
because Africa needs to grow. Do you understand? And I don't have the power to do everything by myself. You understand?
So you think it was a good decision because you can see the progress.
I don't make anything but good decisions.
I like that.
So you won't have to give that money back.
I won't, but if it comes down to it, because I always see everything. I watch the news, I see how everybody complains and what happens to everybody, so I'm prepared for everything.
So at the age of 10, you knew you wanted to be an artist. How did you know that?
Because that's the only thing I was consistently good at.
What was your inspiration back then?
Man, just basically life and like other like artists I would watch. And,
Like who, African artists or?
I mean, from the young, to be honest with you, like from the younger days, there was no African artists. I mean, it was all DMX and
Oh, you was
Naughty
DMX
by
fan, yeah.
Nature and, all of that, But then, like, I started growing up and I started being more in tune with who I am and my reality.
And what was that reality?
That I'm an African man who is from Africa, lives in Africa. It's like I had to find myself.
That's the beauty about being African, though. Y'all, you are connected to something. Like you know where you're from. You know what your tribe is. Like us here in America as Black people, we got to go discover all of that.
Exactly. It's the hand you're dealt. But at the end of the day, it's something that is there for you. You know, all it takes is for you to make the effort to go and actually find yourself and find your what's the word? It's the ancestral
greatness.
Yeah.
Do you think the crossover of Afrobeats into the States is long overdue?
I mean, I can't say anything is long overdue anymore because, like, I've realized as I've grown that life makes its own times for things.
Divine timing is what I like to call it.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's interesting, though, because I was talking to somebody yesterday, and what I thought was Afrobeats, they told me it wasn't. Like, I thought some of the stuff on Beyonce's album was Afrobeats. And the brother from South Africa was like, that's not Afrobeats. That's like some Afrobeats hip-hop fusion, but that's not Afrobeats. And then he started naming like 3 or 4 different sounds coming from Africa right now.
There's so many different sounds coming from Africa. So many. And there's so many different parts of Africa. There's so many different cultures and people. So obviously there's bound to be different types of music and different types of expressions. You know, so Afrobeats is just one of them, basically.
Yeah.
You know, and right now it's like the dominant one. So yeah.
Is it a trend or is it going to be a lasting genre?
I mean, for me, I wouldn't know. I don't know any of these things. All I know is Afrobeat is Fela Kuti. Afrobeats is like a collection of different types of Afro. There's Afro pop, Afro swing, Afro fusion, which I created, and there's different things. There's Afro reggae, Afro, you know.
Yeah, they told me something about something that's just keyboard, that's just keys.
Yeah. That's I think it's South African. It's one of them.
Yeah, he told me
South
the name.
African. I forgot what it's called, but there's Gom music in South Africa. There's house. You know, there's
all
of
different
that.
genres.
House is big over in South Africa.
Exactly.
And you mentioned Fela Kuti.
Fela, not
Fela
Fela.
Kuti.
Fela.
Apologies, Fela Kuti.
Yeah.
Your grandfather used to manage him, right?
Yes.
Wow. So did you know him growing up? That's before your time.
Yeah.
I can't never tell. Black don't crack, man. I don't know how old you are.
No, I'm 28.
Okay.
I just turned 28.
Oh, wow. Got you. But how did he influence you?
Man, he's my hero. It's like, you know, the same way a kid would have Superman as his hero growing up.
Wow.
That's how I see Fela, you know?
Before we get more into your album, African Giant, let's talk about The Lion King, The Gift, and how you ended up on that soundtrack.
I don't know anything about how I ended up on it, to be honest.
You don't? It was just...
So Beyonce didn't call you?
I've not spoken to her before like this. Personally.
Never?
No, not one-on-one. But
Email?
I don't have, the only app I have on my phone is WhatsApp.
She didn't WhatsApp you.
So how'd you get the WhatsApp text to say, hey, she wants you on this album?
I got it from my mom.
Really? So your mom talked to Beyonce?
She's the plug.
Probably, I don't know.
Your mom is the plug. So you don't have any other apps? You don't have social media on your phone?
No.
Really?
Did that excite?
With all those followers, but you used to at least be on Instagram.
I did.
And of course, when you have an album coming out, you know how important it is with all your huge. You have over 3 million followers on Instagram alone.
I guess.
He said, I don't know.
I guess.
What made you get off social media?
Man, I'm not.
He's not a talkative person. He
Like it.
doesn't like communicating with people.
Yeah, I just don't like to be dampened by other people's
Opinions, spirit.
Not just opinions, other people's insecurities and other people's problems. You understand? Because I've got so much of my own.
I say that all the time. I say 90% of the stuff that bothers me is stuff that got to do with other people.
Exactly. And it doesn't make any sense. It's like if everyone was more focused on what's in front of them, then the world would be a better place.
Absolutely.
You know?
Were you excited about the Beyonce feature at least?
Of course, it's Beyonce.
Yeah.
Is this exactly how you look when you get excited about something?
Yes.
It don't seem like you get like, yeah. You didn't do a jump.
I mean,
jump
I do when there's, I don't know, when it's a party and I'm on that party level.
So you think Beyonce's a big star?
I don't. It's a
Lord.
fact. It's, I don't think.
Biggest star in the world, you think?
I don't know who's the biggest star in the world, but I know Beyonce is a Beyonce star.
Yeah. We got a guy in the room who doesn't think that.
Who's that?
That guy right there with the beard.
So what does he think?
He thinks she's overrated.
He thinks she's overrated, and
That
he
she
told
doesn't put
us.
out
He told us
numerous
yesterday.
hits.
He said Drake is way bigger than Beyonce, and we overhype Beyonce. That's what he said to me.
That guy right there.
So you don't think they overhype Drake?
Yeah,
Don't get scared of the African accent. Speak up when an African man is talking
Drake's,
to you.
Drake's consistently put out hits, so I don't think it's overhyped. I mean, over the last 10 years, he's been hot, hit after hit after hit.
Beyonce been hot for 20 plus.
It was Drake in Destiny's Child.
No, that's not a fair question.
Was Drake a Destiny's
He
Child?
was
Answer the
not-
question.
Drake, as far as I know, Drake was not in Destiny's Child. No.
He responded
As
no.
far as I know.
I mean,
As far as you know.
really and truly, man, that's another thing that makes me not really like this whole social media whole thing. Is because it's almost the nature of people to, when you see something great, you want to pitch it against another thing that's great.
Oh, you just got to be a contrarian for the sake of
Do
being
you
a contrarian.
understand? It's almost like we need that. We need to see battles
Yes.
to feed our sadistic. I don't know what the English word is for all this shit, but yeah,
I know what you mean. It's just like, and even with like somebody like Beyonce, everybody, we all got eyes, we all got ears. We collectively know she's great.
Yeah.
But there got to be one person in the room who just want to be different for no reason.
I mean, it's not. I won't put that as a thing where it's just here. Even where I'm from in Africa.
Yeah.
For example, this Beyonce thing comes out, and then everyone is excited, and then at some point everyone is like, okay, so who's the best? Who was the best on the album?
Right.
This one did better than this one, and that one is trying to pitch trying to start a whole big thing where there's nothing.
Like, can't we just all individually be great?
You know?
As an artist, though, don't you kind of got to have that mentality like you better than other people, though? Or you don't think like that?
I mean, if it's almost like if you're challenged. It's like if I come to you now and I say, yo, I'm better than you. That's me. I'm you at this point, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, at that point, then I'd have to, at least this is how I used to think until I realized, man, the truth needs no validation.
That's right.
So it's like.
Now, as a person who doesn't really love the spotlight, because that's what it seems like to me, how does it feel for you to have a popping girlfriend like Stefflon Don?
I don't really like talking about these things anymore. But yeah.
I can tell by your body language that you like her a lot, though.
Of
The way
course.
you shifted.
Right.
Of course.
That sounded crazy.
Why that sound crazy?
I can tell by your body language.
Nah,
Yeah,
it's
you
a
really
fact
like-
though. It's a
Shut
fact.
up, man. Why watch the man shift in the seat? I see it.
I like that.
But how did you love music so much and enjoy the spotlight when you don't really like the spotlight? Like, you love the music, you love being an artist, but you don't enjoy being in the spotlight, and that's most artists.
Because it's almost like you don't know what something is until you're right in the middle of it.
You didn't expect it like this.
It's not like I didn't expect it like this. I always knew like what artists go through and all these type of things. But for me, I just never like, I don't know. It's like you want some parts of it and then you don't want some parts of it.
Yeah, you get in the middle of it and realize how fake this
Yeah,
shit is.
yeah. It's almost like how like you look forward to something. Like, okay, like for example, like me coming to America for the first time, right? It's like I didn't know what America was like. Like all I knew about America was what I seen on TV.
Tell me what you see, because like you know,
I see Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I see,
Trevor Noah told me the same thing.
Where is he from? He's from Africa.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is what we see.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So it almost gets to a point where we kind of idolize the American thing.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? So it's almost like we expect so much.
Right.
And then you come here
And
you're
then
like,
we come
wah,
here
wah.
and it's almost like, wow.
You see a rat in the sewer,
it's
like-
almost it's no different. It's no different from where I'm coming from. It's just that now you people talk different and
And it's more white people.
and it's more it's really almost no difference.
But that's why I love Africa. When you touch down in South Africa or someplace, all the billboards got black people on them. It's just like the opposite.
Yeah,
like,
and it's
man.
almost it's the same thing here. The same goes here. Here they will probably tell you that in the classrooms in Africa, lions will walk past.
Yes.
or things like that. Do you understand?
Oh,
and
they
then
show
when
us
you go,
I'm sorry.
yeah, and then when you go to Africa, you see
Right.
that it looks almost like where you're coming from. Do you understand? So I mean,
They show us the images.
It's all programming.
They show us the images of poor kids with
Yeah,
flies on their face and the rib cage.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Then you go to Africa and you walking around a mall. You're like, damn, I'm in a mall.
It's programming.
Which Afrobeats artist you think is you get the most credit for like breaking Afrobeats here in the U.S.?
Don't know. I feel like there's been different stages too.
Mm-hmm.
There's the before we was born stage, where it's like the Sunny Ades and the obviously Fela and Angelique Kidjo's and
Who's on your album?
yeah, and people like that. The Majek Fasheks, who I just found out yesterday was also on the Jimmy Letterman show. I did the Jimmy Kimmel show yesterday, but Majek Fashek did the Jimmy Letterman show in 1992. The David Letterman show in 1992. So it's like stuff like that. Me even seeing that gave me a whole lot of joy because I'm feeling like, wow, it's been, we've been doing something for a long time. So I mean, I feel like there's been different stages. There's been that stage. There's been the Banj stage. I don't know if you know who the Banj is. The Banj is the Coco Master. You were signed to Good Music, Kanye West thing. That was a big deal for us.
I remember. I do remember that now.
Yeah.
I saw a lot of people going crazy at Damian Marley's on the album too.
Yeah.
A lot of your fans were like, "Oh my God, this is amazing."
Legendary, man.
Was that a collab that in your head you were like, "This is something I gotta make happen"? How did that happen?
As I said, man, all my things happen very, very organic, and like I've never really set out looking for anything because I just kind of hope for the best and prepare for the worst.
No expectations.
Yeah.
So how did that happen?
Boy, once again, I don't know.
Your mom made it happen.
Nah, I mean, I wouldn't say like she made it happen, but she's the one that comes and tells me, yo, this is there because you understand? And then, boy, once I see Damian Marley, I'm the happiest kid on the block.
So you let your mother handle all your business and everything? You don't
No, it's like I handle everything. It's like
Gotcha.
she's the manager. She manages.
Right. And you obviously can trust her because it is hard to find people you could trust in this business.
Of course.
She was your manager from the beginning?
Yep.
That's amazing.
That's the best.
Do you give her more than 10% because she's your mom? Or you just give her the
Give her
standard
whatever she
manager rate?
wants.
Okay.
she got access to the account. That's mom. What you gonna say? No, mom.
Exactly.
I mean, you might have to at some point, maybe.
Well,
Nah.
no.
Not mom. Well,
How do you feel about like black people like globally becoming more accepting of their African roots? Because that's one of the reasons I think they're accepting the music more. Because I think ever since Black Panther, everybody wanted to get closer to Africa, even though they knew Wakanda was fictional, but they wanted to see where they really was from in Africa.
Is that a fact?
I think so.
I don't think.
I don't think so. I think the last couple of years, I think people have been traveling more and more to Africa.
You don't think Black Panther had anything to do with it?
Now that's a fact.
I think people have been traveling and seeing it more. Like even myself, I go to Africa 3 times a year. Before
But you
Black
rich.
Where'd you go in
I'm
Africa?
talking about the average everyday
Everywhere.
person.
I DJ'd in South Africa, Nigeria. I DJ'd in Durban. I DJ'd in so many different places. We go about 2-3 times.
Now
a
what
year.
you're saying is actually a fact, but what you're saying is a fact too. But maybe you're not saying it right.
Talk to me.
The truth, what the Black Panther thing did is it kind of, because you know how there's been Spider-Man and Superman and blah 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 and all of that, and they've all been white.
Yeah.
Do you understand? Or even if they're not, they don't represent the average. Do you understand?
Yeah.
The average kid
Right.
from the
Doesn't
Bronx.
look like you.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
Can't look at that and see himself. Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
So with the Black Panther thing, it almost kind of gave us a sense of our superhero. Do you understand? Like I don't know how to put it. It's like it kind of made it like a. How do I?
For me, it was like black people are more than just whatever depiction they put of us all the time. Usually it's the drug dealer or the thug or the gangster or the criminal, you know what I'm saying, or the rapper.
Yeah.
But now you got an
Thank
African
you.
king.
Exactly. So it's like it just kind of shows you that in a different light. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think with a lot of Africans, when you go down there before, when I used to DJ, it was all about American music. I would play American music and they would rock all night long.
Exactly.
Even in different areas. But now, when I go down,
It's more regional.
When I go down there, no, it's like, yeah, the American music rock, but if you ain't got that African music, it's gonna be a light night for you, and you can feel the vibe and you feel the energy. That's like the first time I heard of you, or the first time I heard of DeVito, or the first time I heard a lot of these artists. I'm there and I'm rocking my set, and I think I kill it. And then the DJ come behind me and he's playing vibes, and you seeing people dance, and you like, I want to know what that is, and that's how a lot of us bring the music back.
You go to the club and you might not even understand but you like, this is
You see the vibe.
Yeah, just the way it feels.
And they party, they have a good time in Africa. Every time I go to Africa, they have a great time. They party, they dance, they drink. It's just a good culture.
And the other thing with Black Panther too, if you noticed when it came out, everybody was going there wearing their African garb, right? So that right there alone gives you a different sense of pride. So even though we know Wakanda's a fictional nation, you still want to know about the country of Africa.
Yeah,
that's what I think.
Yeah, that's a better way to put it.
We get there if we talk some more. I see you got the Nipsey shirt on. What Nipsey meant to you?
Oh man, kind of, how do I put it? It's like everything a man should be. You understand? It's like the representation of a man. You understand? So yeah, man, that's something I respect. You know, and I would like to, and I'd like for my people to kind of emulate. You know.
Did you ever get a chance to communicate with him?
No, unfortunately. I was gonna the one song I have with YG on the album, I actually wanted Nip on. You know. But yeah.
He's African. That's an African brother.
He's from Eritrea. African? Yeah, he's Eritrean.
Yeah, that's East Africa, right?
Oh, East. Yeah.
That's East Africa. Who's the chain? Who's that on your chain?
That's Fela Kuti.
Oh, got you. Okay.
Now, you've talked about DMX being an influence on you. Have you met him yet?
You haven't met the dog yet?
No. But I've been in with Swizz.
Okay.
Swizz could make that happen.
Yeah, I know. Swizz actually like introduced my first show in New York.
Really?
Like he brought me out on the stage, you know. Yeah.
That's a nice first introduction in New York.
Well, I'll tell you something, man. You'd be good if you ever had to get interrogated by the police. Like between you and Robert Mueller, y'all don't say much. You know what I'm saying? You don't give too much away.
Well,
the album is out this week, Friday, African Giant. We appreciate you for joining us.
Absolutely.
Appreciate you for having me, man.
Burna Boy.
That's right.
Give
It's Burna
Stefan
Boy.
Don our love, too.
Most
we love
definitely.
her up here.
Most definitely.
All right. It's Burna Boy. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.